Hey, welcome back to Year of the Wager, episode 12. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today, and that is playing No Limit Hold'em. I had to catch a flight back from Las Vegas and didn't have time to wait on a mixed game seat to open up, so hopped in a 1-3 no limit game, which I don't play that often, but gonna share a few hands with you today. Now remember, before we dive into the action, if you are interested in playing some mixed games at a casino near you, leave me a comment after you like and subscribe to the video so that I can see about potentially hosting a meetup game and where we can play some of the variations of poker that I've been going over in this vlog. So stuff like deuce to seven, ace to five, badoogie, drama ha, stud, raz, etc., and see if you can test your poker skills in some different games. All right, that's enough talking for now. Let's go ahead and dive into the action. So we start off today's episode at the Bellagio, where I was having a business breakfast meeting at Sadel's. You can't really go wrong at the Bellagio with their beautiful gardens and attention to detail in their decor. I had a great business meeting with someone I actually met at the World Series of Poker last year, and we've decided to do some business off the poker tables, which put me in a good mood as I headed back to Resorts World, where I wanted to check out a little bit of their artwork before heading to the airport and get a couple of minutes of poker in at the 1-3 no limit tables. So we start off with a premium starting hand of pocket kings. So I decided to raise it up $15, and very uncharacteristic of a 1-3 table, I get no action. So unfortunate for me when I start off with such a good starting hand. In the next hand, I have ace of hearts, deuce of diamonds, and the flop comes ace 10-10. I lead out after I've been checked to for $40. I get re-raised for only another 30 more, so I'm pretty much pot committed and have to make the call. I assume he has a 10, and he does have a 10 as he flips over jack 10, and the chips end up going his way. Means nothing though. I will give it another shot with a slightly better combination of ace 5 of hearts. I raise it up to $25, and I'm re-raised to $100 by an opponent to my right, and he decides to bomb on the flop, and I have to fold as the flop came king 7-4, and I completely whiffed. The next hand, I have 5-4 of clubs, and I called a small $15 raise pre-flop, and the flop comes ace 2-10 with one club, so I've got a gutter and a potential backdoor flush draw. I get bet into and decide to make the call. On the turn, I am also bet into when it comes a 7 of diamonds. Now there's 2 diamonds to the flush out there. I missed the river where the 9 of diamonds comes, but I'm checked to, so I decide to bomb the river and represent the flush. And it worked, and I got a fold, and the chips came my way. Now, the very next hand is interesting because the opponent I get the hand in with had been going all in every time he played a hand, and he'd go all in even if the pot didn't warrant it. So let's say there was $50 in the pot, he'd go all in for $400, or there was $75 in the pot, he'd go all in for several $100s. And he sometimes had it, but he definitely didn't have a lock on it every time he pushed the chips in. On this particular hand, I've got jack 5 of hearts, and the flop comes 10-9 king with 2 hearts, and he goes all in again. I've got a flight to catch. I at least have a draw to the flush. I call his all in. So kind of surprisingly, he has queen jack of diamonds to have flopped the straight, which is the nuts at the moment. But I get bailed out with the 3 of hearts on the turn, which gives me the flush and doubles me up. Right before I'm getting ready to go to the airport, I'm actually trying to rack my chips up when I'm dealt king jack of spades, and decided to play one more hand, which is sometimes a recipe for disaster, but this time it was all right because the flop came king six king. I got a little bit of action from my opponent on the flop before he shut it down on the turn, and I showed him I had it the entire way, and decided to pack my chips up with a profit and head to the airport to catch my flight home.
All right, so not too bad of an outing for myself. Limited time playing. As I said, I had to catch a plane, and I did end up profiting $150 in this session. So I guess a good result since I don't play No Limit that often. Funny thing is, I actually played No Limit the other day at the Orleans and won $57 in that session. So maybe I should start playing No Limit more. I just don't enjoy it as much. Unfortunately, I decided at the last minute to hop into the WSOP $1,500 Dealer's Choice Tournament. That tournament has a special place in my heart because the very first World Series of Poker tournament that I ever entered was the $1,500 Dealer Choice. And I was actually the chip leader after day one. And Poker News wrote an article about me, calling me an unknown, and which was true. It was a nice ride, and so I have an affinity for that tournament. Unfortunately, it didn't work out well, so I lost $1,500 in that tournament. And so we started off the year. The wager at this point was $7,925. Lost $1,500 in the Dealer's Choice, won $150 in this No Limit session, plus the $57 from the Orleans. So that brings us to $6,218. $6,218 as our new year of the wager balance. Unfortunately, I had to leave Las Vegas much earlier than anticipated due to a death in the family. So I wasn't able to play in many of the tournaments that I normally would play at the WSOP. And so looking forward to playing again in 2025. But we're still going to get into some tournaments and cash games throughout the rest of the year. And so we will keep you updated. Remember, if you're interested in playing mixed games, let me know down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. I will see about hosting a mixed cash game at a casino near you, and hopefully we can get some good games going around the country. All right, thanks for tuning in and take care.